Okay, yeah, I'm ready.
All right, guys, this is
Bring it.
the Gamer Gang. This is gonna be our first of hopefully many podcasts we're gonna do tonight. We have myself as Anthony. We got Ryan here.
Yeah.
We got Grant. And we got Dan.
Yes.
Grant just casually nods as
Yeah,
if you
Grant-
guys can
Grant-
hear
As if
that,
anyone can
that
see it.
audible cue, right?
Grant, they can't see you. It's
The
just
sound
mush.
by your chin.
Tonight, what we're going to talk about is we're going to cover the Destiny Taken King DLC that's coming out. We're going to look a little bit at Black Ops 3. Grant got into some lobbies and played a little bit. I'm currently going through a playthrough of Metro 2033 because Xbox Live gave it to me for free. We're also going to look at probably what's going to be coming up on our next podcast, which we're going to torture one of the members of the group. So he already agreed to it, but we'll get to that. And that's kind of what this little podcast we're going to do is going to sum up. So we're going to start off with Destiny's Taken King. Grant, what do we got?
If you guys don't already know about the Taken King, it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be great for Destiny. It's gonna make it a brand new game. It's the thing I'm actually looking forward to the most that's coming out here in the next couple of weeks. Some new stuff was posted today on Instagram. Xur was supposed to show up to what I thought was the tower, but actually it's just Instagram posts. He brought some new exotics. They teased some new exotics today. Stuff for all three of the classes. The Hunter, the Titan, and the Warlock. I personally run as Hunter. I have two Hunters, and that's all. One's level 11, one's 34. A little too lazy to level up my other one. But I will be doing that in the coming weeks before Taken King comes out, and then I'll make a third one and jump to the 25. Because that'll be an option.
So you only run Hunter.
Yep, only run Hunter.
Is there a reason why you only run Hunter?
Never use anything else. So
No, you never dabbled into Warlock or Titan?
I know my role as a Hunter, and that's what I do.
See, that's what I did. Is I went through first and played the game on Warlock and got the campaign taken care of, ranked up I think into the mid-20s, and then I was like, you know what? I want to give Hunter a try just because I would see people going around. I think Hunter's got the Blade Dancer, and I saw that. I was like, that's kind of cool. I want to give that a try. So I sped run through Hunter, and then my girlfriend decided she wanted to make one, so I made a female Titan character for her to run through, and that's how I kind of got into all three of them. So I think I have all three of them now at 33, and then the other two are 31s. So, but as we all know, that's all going to get reset back to 20, so that'll be interesting. Dan, you also played Destiny. What class did you run? You didn't play as much as we did, but
Let me check my brain and see what I can remember. I played as a hunter. I think I got the level 20, and that's all I can remember.
Did you beat the game?
Yes.
You beat the game. Okay. So make
Great
sure
ending.
Because I remember you had sent you finally got back in and you put a picture on Facebook, and I was like, you still haven't beat the game. And it's
After
been out
that,
for like 6 months.
I haven't touched it since.
You haven't touched it since. Never touched the raids, anything like that.
Not really.
Just wait till the Taken King comes out. It'll be a whole new story. That's the one thing they're really working on, is story. So that'll be exciting. I'm excited to get back into the new quest system that they're doing. And but Anthony, you were saying that we would be reset to 20. That's not true. Your characters will stay the same level that they're at. So if you have a 34, it'll stay 34. It won't drop you down. And then you just have to XP up to 40. Which is going to be an interesting system. I sort of like the XP system from 1 to 20, but then bringing it back over the grind and grind and grind to get all the armor pieces and everything, it's going to switch it up a little bit. So it'll add for a different dynamic. But yeah, so I'm really excited for the Taken King. But we can get into some of these exotics that they teased to us today.
Yeah, you'd show me some pictures. Some of them look pretty rad.
Yeah, they show them all on the Instagram. Destiny, it's called Destiny the Game, I believe, is the Instagram account that they were on. Yeah, it's Destiny the Game, which is the official game page for, obviously, Destiny. They showed us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exotics, 3 weapons and 3 armor pieces. 1 armor piece for each class, and then they showed 3 weapons as well. The first that they showed us was a Titan helmet, the Empyrean Bellicose, I believe it said. And the quote is, "Titans fly like the shadows with the Empyrean Bellicose. Aiming your weapon while in the air will hold you for a short amount of time. Orbs collected when your super is full will recharge your melee ability." I don't play as a Titan, so I do not know how this will fare out. I think the third character I might make might be a Titan. It's all depending on these third subclasses that are coming out. Some of them look really cool. The Stormcaller is really neat with the Warlock, where you shoot lightning out. It reminds me just like the Star Wars, where you're using the Emperor.
I'm looking forward to getting back on my Warlock just because of that class.
Yeah, that's gonna make things interesting. The new Titan Hammer, and Hulk smash everything. It's gonna beat the heck out of everything. And then the Void Bow, the Void Cast. I forget what it's called. I think it's Void Cast or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
That's going to be interesting because that's going to give you 3 shots just like Golden Gun, and it does actually kill in PvP in 1 hit from the videos I've seen from the streams and stuff. But yeah, I don't play Titan, so I don't know really know how this one's going to fare up too well. It looks like the ability to aim when float in the air is going to, might make you a little bit of a target, I think, in PvP.
Yeah.
But it might help for things in raids maybe that might include jumping puzzles. So if you jump and aim, it might hover you for a little bit, which actually might not affect your jump cooldown. So maybe you'll see that used a little bit. That might make a big play, I think, in the upcoming PvE side of it.
So are you thinking anything that's on that list of stuff that you looked at? Anything looks like it's going to be like an overpower overkill? Anything that's going to be like Galahorn where we all just kind of spam use it?
Not from what I've seen. Maybe the I think that the heavy fusion rifle, they did show in some of the streams earlier the sleeper stimulant. It's a heavy fusion rifle. It did look like it did a considerable amount of damage from what I've seen. Maybe it will be close. I believe they said it would be like possibly the next G-Horn. Then there's another fusion rifle that they showed, another exotic. It's the second void exotic that there is. There's only one other one. It's Truth. That's the only other void exotic. So this one's neat. It's called the Telesto. It's going to be a fusion rifle. It looks really, really cool. It's gold. It's white. It's got a nice futury look to it. And this one, the perks are neat. It says that your projectiles that come out of the fusion rifle will stick to your enemies and will have a delayed void blast. So multi-kills with this weapon will also drop orbs for your allies. That's really cool. I think it's going to be a good PvP and PvE weapon. It's going to be really well balanced. I feel like it's going to be neat to see how it's going to be used. You can shoot someone, they run off, and then blow up all of a sudden. You can get chains. I know I run Golden Gun with my hunters all the time, PvP or PvE, and combustion's huge. You shoot someone, they take a step after they die and just explode, and you can get chain kills off of that, so that's really, really nice. I think this will be something like that. I would assume it's going to be pretty similar.
No, that's the fusion rifle that's in the heavy class, right?
No, that's the one that's going to be, I believe, in the second slot. Like
so that one's still in the second slot.
Yeah.
What was the one that's in the heavy class? I saw that.
That's the sleeper stimulant. That's gonna the description. It says on the Instagram is this is sleeper stimulant, a fusion rifle equipped in your heavy slot. This weapon's laser tears through enemies and ricochets off of hard surfaces. There is a video on YouTube from one of Destiny's channels. There's the Bungie channel and then there's the Destiny channel. Forget which one it's on. But it actually shows you a little bit of gameplay PvE with the sleeper stimulant, and it wrecks pretty hard. I think it has a decent charge up, but I think that's going to be a pretty decent weapon. That's coming into Destiny and the Taken King.
Now, did they tease anything? Because I know they said they're bringing a raid in. Did they tease anything with that yet, or are we not there yet?
Not that I've seen. I haven't seen anything with the raid yet. The raid's actually going to be set in the Dreadnought, which is Orcs' ship that's the size of a planet. So you're going to see a lot of. That's going to be where almost all of the new content's going to be is in the Dreadnought, and that's going to be full of puzzles, full of craziness.
Yeah, because I was thinking about myself. I know that was one thing that was like the backbreaker for me when they let out
no raid in House of Wolves. Yeah,
that made me so mad because when you did
Prison
the
of
strike,
Lovers was fun, but once you beat it a couple times, it got what you wanted.
Yeah,
it wasn't even fun to do 35 anymore. It just became a nuisance.
Yeah, it just became doing it, rinsing it, repeating it, getting a group.
Well, that's what Destiny is. It's the game of, I think, the game of grinding. And they switch it up a little bit with the House of Wolves. I think the Taken King is going to be a complete. I'm calling it Destiny 2.0 essentially.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to call this
game. Here's what I'm going to ask all three of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, myself, and Grant from playing it, and RJ from following it. Do you think some people said this is supposed to be one of the first 10-year games where they have it out for, they keep releasing DLCs, just updating the stuff?
I hope so.
Do you think we'll start with Dan on this one? Dan, do you think it will make it 10 years, or do you think when a big game such as Halo 5 or maybe Black Ops 3 comes out that we all just kind of leave that game out behind and Bungie's kind of left with an empty floor?
This statement always rings true. Money talks. If there's money on the table to be made, I guarantee you Destiny 2 will be a stone's throw away. Sorry.
Well, I think DLC is a big factor in this, and since they keep coming out with DLC, and,
Well,
it keeps getting
if-
better.
well,
I mean,
that's true. They're making money off that.
Taken King just seems like it's a good step forward. It's not going to be pushed aside for another game.
It's gonna be extremely fresh. It's gonna rework the system, and I think it's gonna be the wake up that Destiny needs, because the community I've seen is strong, but it fell out a little bit between DLCs. People lost a lot of interest due to having to do the grind. Have to wait week by week, run 3 characters, hope you get the drops you want because the loot tables are random. It's RNG, it's random number generation. That's how you get your drops. When Taken King comes out, what I've seen with at least with factions, that's my biggest problem with loot drops is I run New Monarchy, I rep them from almost day one. I'm going on level package 41. I mean, I haven't gotten a single shader gun. All I get is boats of light and armor pieces. And it's, But when Taken King comes out, if you're looking for shaders, you're looking for ships, you're looking for stuff like that, they're going to actually increase the drop rate, I believe. But once you get it, it'll actually take it out of the loot table, so you have a chance of not getting it again, which is nice. So when you get the new package, you're not going to have to worry about, getting the same armor piece that I've gotten maybe 3 times.
Because I had run into players that were like, I had like 6 Gjallarhorns. It's just they kept rolling it and they got it. So
that's just luck on their part.
Yeah,
I have 2. That's all.
I think I got 3, and the one I had a ton of icebreakers is what I ended up getting. Never got any other exotic.
I am left with about 1 exotic. Since I play PlayStation 4, we have Hawkmoon and Fourth Horseman. I don't know if that's on Xbox or not.
I don't think it was.
I think it's actually
exclusivity.
I think it's coming maybe when Taken King drops. You guys have the option to get, or you guys will get those on Xbox One. I'm not, or Xbox 360. I'm not entirely sure. I don't have Hawkmoon. I've never gotten one. I've had every exotic in the game for a while now, but Hawkmoon I can't get one.
Yeah.
It's so
See
sad.
Hawkmoon.
What I think is,
and I don't like hand cannons that much.
Yeah. See, I had my moment with
Fade
those,
Finger, though.
but now I'm stuck on what are they called? The single shots. What are they called? Because I haven't
Scout Rifle.
Scout Rifle was mine. Another NITC was the one I rolled with.
That's a good.
Because it had the one where when you get all the way upgraded, it had the explosive round.
Right.
So it would do a tiny bit of damage to the guy next to you, and that was great when you were fighting off thrall and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, for PvE.
Yeah, but what I think Destiny learned, honestly, and they won't admit to it because they won't, is they realized when they charged, what was it, like $20-30 for House of Wolves?
Oh, I don't know. I bought the season pass.
I think
the Legendary Edition.
I paid $20 or $30 for it. But I think what happened was they thought, hey, this is a really good deal. We'll charge them $20-30. We'll give them all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they realized, oh crap, they literally beat it in a day.
Yeah, the House of Wolves, I think it took me about 2 or 3 days to complete every single
I did all 3 characters in a week. I didn't do the stuff with like Osiris or
Trials of Osiris. See, I like Trials of Osiris. It brings a fresh PvP experience. That's extremely frustrating to me because it's elimination. It's when you're done, you're done.
I thought that was interesting. Yeah.
I like it. It's extremely competitive. That's what Destiny needs is a nice competitive game mode. Taken King is bringing a couple game modes. Spark or something like that. It's where you have to. It's essentially like capture the flag.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a pretty fun game type, and I think there's might be another one. But the PvP maps look promising.
Yeah.
Everything's looking pretty solid. I mean, I'm thoroughly impressed with what I've seen so far.
What you got, Dan?
Okay, you said that was $30.
How much was it?
How much did you pay for it? You said
I don't recall how much was the DLC.
I think it was 20.
Well, I'm gonna make a comparison here because this is when Nintendo actually did something right.
Oh yeah.
They had Mario Kart 8 DLC. And for $12, you got 16 tracks, 8 cars, and 6 characters. Basically, a whole half of another game. I think if you price it better, the longevity increases.
And see, that's getting to my point. I think what happened was Destiny realized they charged too much for not enough content.
Yep.
And you saw how quickly the lobbies kind of died down, and they went to other games because they had beat it. And then they were also mad that you paid $20-30 for this, and you're like, I'm done in a day.
That's it.
I think what they're going to redeem themselves here when House of Wolves or Taken King comes out, because there's going to be so much stuff. And then the fact that there's a raid, people are going to go through the raid, just like what happened when the first raid we ever played. The first group that did it took 11 hours to actually do it.
Yeah, I think I had 1,500 combined deaths or something like
that.
It was just crazy.
That's what's going to happen with this DLC is everybody's going to come back to Destiny, and this is their chance to make it look like
my thing with this one.
Their lesson.
My thing with this one is I took 2 days off of work just to play Taken King, and I don't want to rush through it, but I know I'm going to rush through it with my friends. So as soon as I'm gonna have it preloaded, as soon as it hits midnight, I'm gonna go straight into it. And we say we're not gonna rush through the story, but there's gonna be so many new things coming in that we don't really know how to work, like the quest system. We have to figure out. I'm gonna be running around the tower for at least an hour before I figure out, what I'm actually gonna do when we play the game.
Right.
But there are still some more exotics that we do need to get to. There is the Alchemist Raiment. It's a Warlock chess piece. The quote is, "Warlocks reshape the world and turn iron to gold with the Alchemist Raiment. Collecting primary ammo will gain you the chance to gain Glimmer. Orbs collected when your super is full will recharge your grenades in melee." Once again, I don't run a Warlock. I only run Hunter, so I don't know exact playstyles. It looks pretty cool. It looks like it glows in the chest. I mean, it looks a lot like the Heart of the Praxis Fire, I think. Or the Starfire Protocol. Those Warlock chests. I mean, it looks pretty neat. It doesn't seem super practical with me. With collecting Prime Ammo, gives you a chance to gain Glimmer. Glimmer cap's still 25,000. I don't think it's raising with the taking.
Still mad about
so
that.
There's really no point to wear this to gain Glimmer unless you're really hurting on it.
I just wish they would.
I maxed again 2 days ago and I have nowhere to dump it.
I wish they would get rid of that. Every other game in the world.
We are getting more vault space though.
Let's be honest. Glimmer is technically the money of that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like you go to GTA and it's like, well, shit, I'm at $10 million. I'm maxed out. I can't make any more
you can't.
money.
You can always keep going.
You can keep. I don't understand why they have a cap system.
Well, from the perspective of an MMO player, I know what that does. It keeps
you coming back for more.
Where you're buying stuff from other players, right? It limits how much players can charge other players for items.
Well,
so
see, that was something that's not in Destiny, but what it is in Destiny is all the markets you can buy from vendors that are actually like computer generated.
Yeah. So
I think, is there anything that you can get higher than a rare on Rolling Glimmer?
Not right now, no. But actually, when the Taken King comes out, Cryptarchs will be selling legendaries, and they're not using Crucible marks and Crucible marks anymore. They're switching them to just legendary marks.
Yeah.
You can only hold 200 again. They are earned the same ways that you earn the regular Vanguard and Crucible marks. Your Vanguard and Crucible marks will then be transformed into commendations, which you can dismantle for 250 rep. I think it was when House of Wolves came out.
Yeah.
Which is good. So if people are going to edge out their factions, they're going to take them to the very edge, and they're going to drop one commendation and get a package right off the bat, see what it is, and then they're going to just keep rolling those in. Hopefully, I have max marks. I've had max marks for months. I don't need any other armor pieces. I'm 34 and I can switch all my armor pieces around if I hit 20 with my other character. So there's really no point for me to even buy things in the through the vendors. But I do like how they are adding more things into the tower, such as the exotic blueprints. Those things. There's gonna be 2 little stands for those.
Yeah.
They're gonna be down by where the quartermasters are, the Vanguard Hunter, or not the Vanguard, sorry, the Hunter, the Warlock, and the Crucible one.
Yeah.
That's nice because for an exotic shard, and I think 2,500 Glimmer, you're allowed to buy any exotic you've had in the past, and it'll automatically be, I think, fully leveled.
Oh, really?
Maybe. It'll come with the perks first.
Okay.
So you automatically have the perks, but you won't have the defense. I'm not sure. I have to rewatch the videos on it. But that should be pretty interesting. I think it's going to add a lot of fun to them. Add a lot of new things to the tower. Give you a fresh start on it.
Yeah. Okay, so for what we've talked about here, I think we see that Taken King is really going to kind of pull their audience probably back into the game. I'm definitely going to pick it back up.
I never set it back down, so I'm going to keep
I left it because I had picked up some other games that I had gotten free with gold. And
yeah, you have other things to play. Why not? That's why I played the Black Ops 3 beta. It gave me a new something to play. I haven't played Call of Duty.
Hey, let's not spoil that for later, right?
Yeah, we'll get into that in just a second. Here was my thing. This is why I left Destiny. I love that game, but here's why I left it. There's no update in achievements. I play for achievements, and it bugs me that the last 3 that I can't get is a full team raid,
fire team raid,
and then doing it without dying. It bothers me that they haven't updated and put new achievements in because every other game has
puts them in with DLCs. You're right.
Something, at least 1 or 2 extra ones to keep the gamers like myself that play for achievements.
But I still think
because when new stuff comes out, you want to be able.
Speaking of that, the thing I'm excited for with the Taken King when it drops is the triumphs, the year 1 triumphs. If you're year 1 Guardians and playing since release, there's a bunch of challenges that they have Such as find all the golden chests, complete all the missions. I don't know exactly what all of them are. If you complete them all, you get exclusive content. I have that exclusive. I have them all done. I've had them done since before they actually even said it, and it's gonna give us, a nice emblem to rock, to keep you, different from everyone. So I mean, you should always be getting.
Yeah, titles and emblems are always a cool thing. I know.
Right, it's exclusivity. It sets you aside from everyone else.
that.
It makes you look, that much more badass than anyone else.
Except it was
Right.
7-year anniversary, so there were 7 different emblems you could get. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Okay, so I think we've covered the bases pretty well on Destiny here and how it's coming out. We're all probably gonna. RJ, I don't know if you would ever pick it up and play it.
Oh yeah. Like, here's the thing though, I'm a PC gamer.
There's no PC port. I was just.
As soon as that happens, I'm picking that up. I've kept up with it. I've seen some of the deals. But yeah.
I don't know if it will ever come to the PC. We know with Bungie and Halo took a while to come to have a PC port.
Right.
I know that there's a lot of PC players that I've heard that would like Destiny. I think it would take it to another level. Maybe with, I don't know if it would have mod support so much, but it still would become a lot more competitive. I think there'd be a competitive market. Maybe you'll see Crucible go, not necessarily MOG, but maybe an esports thing will pick it up.
Yeah.
Because even though I play console most of the time, I do play PC from time to time.
Yeah.
And I do still think it is the strongest platform. Just in terms of innovation, I mean, you can run higher resolutions, faster frame rates, keyboard and mouse may reign superior to controllers.
I mean,
it all depends on how you play, but I think Destiny definitely needs a PC port.
Yeah.
I think a player base will become a lot stronger with a PC port.
As Dan, I know we're going to categorize you as probably one of the players that left the game. Are you going to come back and pay the money for the DLC and play the game?
How much money?
I think, what is it, $35?
$40.
It's $40.
Taken King is $40. But you have to understand that with this DLC, the Taken King, they are putting more content into Destiny than they did in the initial launch.
Yeah.
You're getting more weapons in launch. It's going to be a whole nother game. I think 40 is a tiny bit steep. I know you're signaling that it's a bit steep.
So Dan, would you come
with
back?
Mario Kart, that's
Or
fine. I
Steep,
keep
sorry.
going back to that because that to me was
The
the
better
best
deal.
DLC I've ever bought. Bought, that's a word, right?
Bought.
It's
I ever
language.
bought.
Go for it.
And that's Nintendo. Usually they suck online. They actually hit something out of the park. So I'm kind of, I don't know. It has to be really good for 40.
Right.
You're gonna wait and see some gameplay.
That's what I would do.
That's why I'm watching the Twitch streams that Bungie's been doing every Wednesday. I think they do another Twitch stream, show a little bit more content. Last one was they talked about the new light system, stuff like that. I watched it. I didn't retain too much information from it because just wasn't. I was playing on my phone most of the time when I was watching it, so I was picking up what they were putting down. But I don't remember too much. But you should definitely watch those if you're interested in Taken King. Because it'll give you all the information.
Because I know what he's going to do. He's going to end up coming over here after I download it because he knows I'm going to spend the $40 on it. He's going to come over and watch it.
I bought it 2 weeks ago.
And then he'll make his mind up, just like he did when we played NHL 15 for the first time here. And he went nuts when he heard Doc Emmerich's voice on the game because they put them in there. But
I never got
it.
There's wisdom in that.
I didn't.
I do think we should stray away from Destiny now.
Yeah.
So beat a dead horse.
With that with Destiny, we're going to go over to Grant. You got to experience a little bit of online multiplayer Black Ops 3.
I did play the Black Ops 3 beta on PS4. It did just end, I believe, yesterday. Yesterday, I think it ended last night.
And it's starting up on
PC and Xbox One today.
tomorrow.
No, it starts today actually. It's actually started at 7 p.m. I believe, something like that. My friends are actually playing it right now. I think they already loaded it through Steam.
Oh hey.
Yeah, it's already.
So what did you get out of it?
Well, little backstory. I haven't played Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 3. Well, I haven't bought one. I switched to Battlefield instead. Like the feel of that game a lot more. Suits my playstyles a lot more.
Right.
I was an avid Call of Duty player up until Battlefield 3. Stopped playing after, like I said, Modern Warfare 3. I didn't purchase another one. But Destiny was getting a little dry. We stopped playing that. Started switching from Rocket League to GTA to, just playing anything we can. But had a friend give me a code. It was interesting. To me it feels like a mix of a lot of games put together.
Oh yeah.
Because this is Treyarch. I don't know if Activision's on the title. I don't remember from the opening, credits as to who was the developers and stuff. But it felt like it took elements. What was that? It's Treyarch, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who they partnered. If it's Activision.
Can't get on that. Look that up.
Take care of that. But it did feel like it took elements from a lot of games and put them together. It had that Titanfall feel where you can run on walls. You could run on walls, had that Titanfall feel, but there was no Titans. It had the jetpack, so you can kind of.
Activision.
Is it Activision? So yeah,
Mhm.
so Activision's all the old Call of Duty. I think Activision or maybe was Titanfall.
No,
No,
I
No,
don't think
was
so.
that EA?
EA.
EA,
was
and then
Titanfall.
it was Activision's Destiny, Bungie and
Yeah.
Activision. So yeah,
I'm
'cause
pretty sure.
when you play Black Ops 3, you have specialists, and each specialist has two different kind of classes. AKA feels like your Destiny subclasses. You have your supers, and then I forget what the actual term for getting it was, but you had specialists with certain abilities, and it felt like supers, but they had like 10 specialists, so you had a larger variety of them.
Right.
To me, I played with the one with the sparrow. It was 7 or 8 shot bow and arrow. You hit them, it killed them, they blew up. I mean, I ended
I'm
up killing
excited for
myself more with it than I ended up killing other
I'm
people.
excited about that.
When I played, servers were really up and down. You got a lot of lag spikes, but you're expecting that with a beta.
Mhm.
But like I said, it felt like Titanfall with the running on walls. It felt like Advanced Warfare that I didn't play it. I've seen people play it with the jetpack. You can kind of float around, so it was kind of like that boost system, the exosuit system they had in there. The same classic Call of Duty, small maps, kill streaks. Not a fan of that style of gameplay. Like I said, I play Battlefield. I like vehicles, open maps, no
Yeah,
kill
yeah.
streaks.
That's what I always say is
Um,
Battlefield's a really, really good war game, and Call
Yeah,
of Duty is
it's a very good-
really, really good esport.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a different audience that they
Right.
do, and
I
they're
know
both
their audience.
they're
They
both-
appeal to it.
I've had experience in
games.
both, so I mean, I played
Yeah.
Call of Duty probably about as much as I played Battlefield, probably a little less, or probably a little more than I played Battlefield. But yeah, I mean, it felt solid. I mean, the weapons felt okay. Nothing felt. Some stuff felt a little overpowered.
beta,
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's gonna be tons of tweaks
there.
before it come out. I found myself struggling when I was playing. I'm not used to that style of player versus player.
Mhm.
Haven't played like that fast-paced, small map kill streak multiplayer
Which is
since an old Call of Duty. I
Call of
mean,
Duty,
Destiny. I play Destiny PvP, but I still feel like maps are a little larger scale. I mean, the gameplay's a tiny bit slower.
Yeah, I mean,
But it didn't feel bad by any means. It did look a lot better than what's it called? Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare, yeah.
That game to me looked completely awful.
Well, see,
Yeah.
here's what I do with Advanced Warfare is because I stopped online MW and MW3.
Yeah,
I
that's
stopped.
that's
I was
exactly
just-
what I saw.
Yeah,
I
that
gave up
was it.
because at that point it just became too many perks, too many ways to
Right.
just overpower
The whole
each
point
other.
system
It's
for weapons,
simple.
I don't like
Right.
that.
So here's what I did. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get Advanced Warfare, played the story mode, got all the achievements, and then turn it back in. I loaded up multiplayer, saw how much customization
It was
there
a shit. It was a shit
with
show.
perks and guns, and I'm like,
That's exactly what
it's
it
gonna
was.
take me 15 minutes first of all to figure it out, and then set up and then play. And as soon as I get in there, numbers are
Right.
like shit pushed in by some guy that's played for 3 days straight.
Exactly.
So, but that's why I just didn't even bother with it. I'm just gonna stick with the memories of MW2 and MW3.
Now,
But RJ,
Yeah.
you said your jumping off point was Black Ops. You didn't like it.
No,
after that.
no. I jumped off after Ghost because I didn't like Advanced Warfare because
the future isn't. I played Destiny
Well-
Future, but like this is like the whole military side of Future is
My-
way different than.
my gameplay style didn't work with Advanced Warfare from just looking at the game. Because a lot of what I do is I'll run around with just a combat knife, and when everybody's zipping around as fast as I like to, it didn't exactly adhere to
Your type of game. And
yeah, my type of game. But
Sweet.
Black Ops 3, it looks like I might jump back on this and see what it's about. I'm excited about the bow and some of the different movement options because a lot of those look pretty sweet and they'll fit with what I like to do.
Yeah, I think you definitely like a lot of the whole specialist side of things. I mean, they do offer there's a lot of different things you can do with it. There's a guy with 2 spikes, can smash the ground. Kind of reminds me of Fist of Havoc in Destiny.
right.
There's a bow, which kind of reminds you of Golden Gun, but it has more shots. There is a Golden Gun kind of kill streak thing in there, or special streak in there, or super streak, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It does have 3 shots. It does have increased damage. It's 1-hit kill. I actually like the bow. It's a little better. It's more agile. You can range
Yeah.
in. The longer you hold it, the faster it shoots, which is nice too. And then it does explode when it hits, or when it hits them, damages them, explodes, kills them. So you can get chain kills with that too.
Oh, okay.
That's what I played the most. There's a lightning weapon, kind of like reminds me of the fusion rifles in Destiny. It has a charge rate, but it can shoot. They're like sniper rifles almost. You shoot them, electrify you, you fall over, you're dead. There's a newest one when they raise the level cap every day. I know they're doing that in PC and Xbox One betas. They raise the level cap every day. There was a guy, it was a big robot. He had like a minigun hand, and the thing was
Yeah, I
it just
saw that in the
crapped
trailer.
all over you. I mean, it just shoots you like 3 times your toast. Like it's.
It sounds fun. But
It was. I feel like it has some gimmicks to it. It does
Well,
feel like
yeah.
it takes from other games.
it's an
See,
esport.
that's the one thing I.
Here's
don't
what I'm
like.
saying though. Myself, I do love how they're adding zombies back into it. They're going back to the original
Well, it's
storyline.
Treyarch, man.
Right.
It is Treyarch, right? But they're going back to the original storyline.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
American, the Japanese man, the Russian, and the German. I don't remember all their names exactly. I know Rick Toffin.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Richtofen.
That's the only one.
Oh, that was the only one I
But
remember.
they're going back to that story. They're extending that story, which is nice. I love zombies. That's the only reason I would buy this game is to play zombies. If they would,
Yeah.
let's say, split it, say $30 for multiplayer story,
Split.
$30 for zombies, I would only buy the zombie side
Yeah,
because I don't want the
I agree with
multiplayer.
that.
Right.
I
From
agree
the
with
playing
that.
the beta, I'm not a huge fan
Yes.
of Call of Duty multiplayer, so I would curb that. I would not buy that. I would only buy zombies because my friends I know are going to play zombies a majority of the time as well.
I'm the exact opposite of that. I would play Call of Duty just for the multiplayer
And not
because
get the zombies.
I love the zombies.
yeah, and not get the zombies because I like the quick pick up a game, do a matchmaking session, like 10-minute game, and then leave it.
Yeah.
I don't sit there and play all day. But
No.
it's fun to.
No, Dan, you.
I just got a
you-
question. I'm
you've
just
been-
gonna throw it
Go
out
ahead,
there.
what?
Yeah, I do this. I like to stir the pot. In the 4 years since I stopped
just
playing
split it.
this series,
Right?
The what?
So we should split the game. He plays the multiplayer. I play the zombie side.
Because I'm done.
You're
I've
done.
been the last MW game, Call of Duty game I played was MW3. That was what 2011. So on the clock back. It's been 4 years.
Yeah,
Right.
Where is the
Hey, that's when I stopped.
where is the innovation in this series? Because I don't see nothing.
Does it just
Well,
come out as the same game to you every
Here's the
time?
problem I've always had,
No,
and people
they
have
are
refuted it.
with Modern Warfare.
Here,
Call
hold
of
on,
Duty-
hold on. What?
Okay, yeah,
What,
so-
Dan?
I always complained it was a yearly series, and I feel like
It
it's
is.
not special. It comes
Here's-
out every year. The
You're
longer
paying for the
Here's
title.
what
it's
people
the
don't
same
see.
old. Say it.
Here's what
Same
people
old
don't see when you go
Yeah,
back.
right.
Same old shit.
When you go back into Call of Duty, there's a lot going on here that you don't see up front because it's Activision. But behind that, you've got two different companies running two different engines.
Right.
You got Infinity Ward that was doing
Now Sledgehammer.
Modern Warfare,
Okay,
Yeah.
now
and they
Sledgehammer,
had
yeah.
good physics, but the gameplay was debatable,
Oh,
But it was
I
great,
like
great
Infinity
games,
Ward
great solid games.
Well,
And then
look
you
what
have
happened to them.
Treyarch that had great gameplay with a crappy engine. So you might have had crap physics with like the tomahawks and stuff felt like they dropped too
Yeah.
much, or like there were some things that slipped a little bit, but the gameplay
Play
was
was still
fun because
fun,
they
yeah.
threw in a crossbow.
I
that
enjoyed the
explodes.
first Black Ops. I enjoyed
Yeah.
that one immensely.
And then you switch back to Infinity Ward, and they had somebody else with them. I forget who it was now, and I apologize for that. With Ghosts,
That's alright.
Yeah.
and
That's
they
Sledgehammer
they
too.
innovated
I
from
don't know if that was
There is-
Sledgehammer.
from Modern Warfare 3, they innovated into Ghosts. So you seeing the leap from Black Ops 2 to Ghosts doesn't feel like a big leap, but they jumped from Modern Warfare 3 to
to-
Ghosts,
yeah.
and that was a huge leap because
But
they
now I feel like
introduced
from
a lot
a
of
modern
customization.
modern to like future tech, anyways.
Well,
I
they've
feel
got
like
nowhere else to go.
Yeah, exactly. They
Where
can
are you
either
gonna- you gonna go
they can
back?
either revert back to like
World War II?
Cavemen.
I mean, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed World at War.
Cave
World
War.
at War was one of my favorite games.
Cavemen.
World War IV, we fought with sticks and stones. That's what they say.
Here's
World
here's
War
what
II
I
had-
here's what I think would be funny. I just thought of it. They should make the new one. Call of Duty Cave Warfare.
Cave Warfare.
You know what?
Start
But
throwing stones and fire at
That'd
everybody.
be
And,
different though.
Yeah,
Can we do Civil War? Can we do a Revolutionary War?
I mean,
I mean,
I'd say-
They are innovating some, though.
Why
I mean,
can't they do those
you see the
wars?
difference between the games.
because see, here's the problem.
Takes too
I just think I just don't
Reload.
think the historical
This would be
historical
funny.
side of
You
things
know.
people don't appreciate as much.
Right.
I
This
would-
this
I'd
would
love
be funny though.
Well,
With
yeah,
a
we-
PC
we-
platform. PC platform is going to have more players than 16.
Oh yeah.
What I would do is let's go do the Revolutionary War.
Sure.
Let's put 300 of you on that side, 300 of you on that side with muskets, and let's see who can
But-
capture the flag in the middle.
Let's put it this way.
No,
The
no,
problem
that's not
is
even
they
how
have-
they
then,
play.
then you're making it more like Battlefield. Because it's the such large scale. You say 300, 300. That's
That
that-
is
that-
Let's put it-
right.
no, but
that's
see,
going to be
here's-
one of the
here's-
worst servers you'll ever play.
But see,
on.
here's the thing is that what would happen is you'd have to shoot your musket, and then you have to wait a minute to shoot again.
Yeah, no thanks. I think that
What
I don't
about
think you'd have a good plan base.
No, that's when you run up with your
Bayonets.
bayonet.
bayonet.
There you
That's
go.
my game. Then I'll wait till
All right,
everybody
it's
fires
something
and runs.
different.
Right?
Don't we want something different?
Well,
Yeah,
I disagree. I think everybody wants something that's like something like what they played before.
yeah.
Because then
Well,
they
then
can
they
just
get what
kind of,
they
it's
get.
almost like
It's
pick up
kind of
where
like
you left off.
exactly.
Yeah, no, what they want is one Call of Duty that just keeps getting DLC that keeps it making
Yeah,
it
but their
interesting.
DLC is kind of whack though, because they make you pay
Oh,
for
yeah.
camos and
Yeah.
stuff. Like
Activision, they've been known to do this.
Yeah.
They destroyed Guitar
It's
Hero, and
microtransactions.
now they're trying to bring it
Guitar
back.
Hero, that's
Right.
They
why.
destroyed it because they milked the cow. That's what I'm just
Right.
saying. They milked the cow.
Yeah,
Tony
I
Hawk,
think
Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk's making another game though.
I think what
I
they
heard
might
it doesn't
want to
look
do
that good.
is maybe with
No.
like, for example, we
That's
know
I have faith. I'm excited for them.
Just believe.
with Halo
That's all
with
you gotta
Halo 5 that's coming out,
Yeah.
and we're gonna say that that's for another podcast. But
Mhm.
with Halo 5 coming out, how they wait and they kind of just
See,
they
You
sit
get
back.
building.
That's
They
Bungie.
build-
Bungie waits for player feedback. That's like I said. We're going back to taking things for 1 second.
Listen
They
to
have
your
taken
audience.
so much from the community. They've looked at the forums. They've taken everything, and they're working with the players.
Yeah.
That's what people
good.
want. They're
You
balancing weapons, everything. That's what Bungie does best. They
Mhm.
listen to their community. I
Yeah.
know we had
And
a
that's
rough
a
start
really
with
good
year
thing.
1 of Destiny. Year 2 Destiny's gonna. I think that'd be
a lot
Should
better.
get
better. Yeah,
It should.
because they've taken so many things from what people
Yeah.
said, and they're gonna just.
Right.
The
Listen.
important thing to listen to your audience.
Yes,
I believe,
exactly.
truly believe it.
I know Battlefield does that with CTE. You look at
Right.
their community test environment. They take what the players want, they add it in. If it doesn't work well,
We'll
they
take
switch
out, right?
Okay.
yeah.
What Call of Duty does that I think kind of messes it up a little bit is they don't necessarily look to the feedback of the players because honestly, Call of Duty gets a lot of crap online. Like you
Yeah.
don't see a lot of constructive criticism.
Yeah, there's a video.
Yeah.
out
But
there
they
of my
look
friend
at
made with
player data
Mhm.
instead. So they see how people play the game and they want to influence how people play the game.
Mhm.
Like they want to fixate on that.
Right.
And you're going to get a lot of similar games like that. But what you're saying that it's a yearly series, it's true in the aspect
Yeah.
that they release a game every year. But what's
I know it's different.
just loses its luster to
I mean,
me.
they
Yeah.
spent
not
3
special.
years working
I
on
just
this.
feel
Exactly.
like
To
It's
me,
like,
agree with that.
it's like if you knew every
They're
Monday.
just making money.
It's like if you knew every
Exactly.
Monday night was pizza night. You got pizza every Monday night. By about the 7th or 8th Monday,
You're gonna be.
you're gonna
sick
be
of it.
like, dude, I'm just can we
Don't
not
want
do
pizza.
pizza?
Right,
Can we
yeah.
go get something
Too much
else?
of a good thing.
But here's what I would
No,
like
no,
to
no,
see.
variety.
If they're going to keep doing a game every year, and this is just something I haven't seen them do, and I would like to see it because it brings back Modern Warfare 2 and 3 feeling is, can we do a lobby where all this tech stuff is just not in the lobby? It's
Yeah,
here's
it's
your
just-
gun,
You have a gun.
here's your gun,
Bare
here's your
bones
knife
almost.
if you want it.
Go
Yeah.
at it.
Like a
Do
raw
bare
power game.
bones, no kill streaks.
Bare bones.
They
It's-
do have. They do
it's-
have those kind of game modes, if I remember correctly.
A lot of the time
Nothing in
they
the
die
beta.
out though, because
That's what I
The beta
want.
was all objective-based games. I mean, you did get to pick. You had your classic team deathmatch, free-for-all,
From
demolition,
playing
search and
Ghosts.
destroy, stuff like that.
from playing Ghosts, what happened was they had every game mode you could imagine to start out with,
Mm-hmm.
and then a lot of the servers died off, and it
Because
got
no
big
one got
again
ready to
because
play them.
nobody
Well,
played them. And inside some of those,
You know what I
games
do
were
like,
bare
though, is-
bones.
Yeah.
The one thing that was nice about Black Ops 3 with the beta is they did have a ping counter. They had a tick rate counter, so you knew, not tick rate, sorry, packet loss. So you knew you can, if you pause the game, or yeah, you can look at your like the lag spikes in the game. So and it's all that I think they are doing dedicated servers in Black Ops 3 now.
They better.
Though when I did play, the servers did get a little wacky here and there. You would get a horrendous lag in some games.
Right.
You'd quit out, wait a couple minutes, go back in. It was fine.
Yeah.
There was a little, iffy things with the party system. I was playing with friends a lot. It would sometimes kick people in and out of parties, kick you back to main menu. I mean, those are just little bugs with beta on a short connection.
They'll
issues.
fix it. Yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff will get worked out. They did limit the customization. They would let you make camouflages, but they wouldn't let you customize your emblem and stuff like that. It would change.
Right.
I don't know if it changed daily or whatever. I noticed mine changed maybe with the rank.
Mhm.
It was a solid experience, though I'm not going to purchase the game just because.
Yeah, maybe we'll split it, right?
If you let me play zombies.
I know. Me personally, I'm not going to buy the title.
There's so many more titles coming out in the month of
Yeah,
November.
yeah,
you
yeah.
have you got Battlefront, which I don't know. I'm still iffy on Battlefront. I want it.
Man,
I
I
love
love
that
it
it's
just
another-
for old school because I played the original.
Right,
and
the
I'm
original
like,
Battlefronts were good.
oh,
I
man.
still just don't know if I'm gonna buy it. I might wait on it, just because there's so many other things and bills to pay, stuff like that. You gotta real life
Mhm.
comes first. Then you got Fallout's coming out.
Mhm.
You got just a bunch
Everybody's
of solid
excited.
Halos coming
Halo
out.
5 in the fall.
You got a bunch of solid games coming out at the end of this year. And
I just don't.
I don't have enough money for all of them.
Yeah,
essentially.
that's
So
why
I'm
I
gonna have
said.
to pick and choose. I got a Rainbow Six Siege beta code. I'm gonna be doing that on console. I'll talk about that maybe in another podcast
Yeah.
because that's coming up in September. There's just like all these things, all these games are coming out. Though that game did get delayed until January, I think they did push it back.
Yeah.
But I'm eager to see how that feels console side because I know people have been playing it at Gamescom, stuff like that. They've been getting a feel for it. It's been looking better and better with each kind of tease.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Excuse me. So I'm eager to get that on console. I'm eager to see how it plays because I played a lot of Rainbow Six. I played Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2.
Man.
You remember the face thing that you could put your face?
Yeah, you can put your face on. That was
Oh,
I never
that
did that
was
because
so
I never
cool.
had a camera. I didn't play Vegas 1 as hard as I played Vegas 2. Those were solid games. I wish they would make a comeback. Games I want to see rebooted. Time Splitters. I don't know if I remember Time Splitters from PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. I love that series. I wish they would reboot that.
Yeah.
SoCal, I wish I would get a reboot. There's so many things
where's
that I
that
wish
at?
and hope for that I would just spend so much money
Yeah.
on.
So what we've come
Let's
up
hope they
with,
don't come out at the same time.
what we've come up with here is
They will. the whole thing.
Dan probably not going to buy it.
No. I'll be
You'll
honest, I
think-
probably won't.
You'll think about it, because probably what'll happen is the same thing. I'll game flat, you'll come over and play it, and you'll buy it.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
mean,
Halo
I
5.
Yeah.
hate on the Call of Duty series so much simply because I switched to Battlefield and I like that style of gameplay more.
And War Games.
Um,
So we're talking Call of Duty.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're talking
no,
Call of Duty.
no,
We're not. I compare the two all the
No.
time. My friends
Forever.
and I, when we play, we constantly talk smack on each other's games.
yeah,
We'll play Destiny, we're like, oh yeah, well Call of Duty sucks, and then we'll be like, well Battlefield's terrible. We'll be like, we just don't know how to play Battlefield, you know?
Right?
We'll just go back and forth. But they like what they like, I like what I like, so I'm not going to be picking up Black Ops 3. Like I said, unless they split it somehow and make zombies $30, then I would
I
only
would
buy
do
that
that.
side of the game
But
because I love that
They-
style. Of the
They
game.
need to consider that as definitely an option, like splitting the game up
Mhm.
into multiplayer campaign and zombies. I mean,
But I think that'll take a lot of flack from like the communities too. Because people will be like, "Oh, we're only paying for what you want." But I mean, if they still make it, they split it in an even price, they're not losing any money.
no,
That's
So, I
true.
mean,
it's true.
what do they have to lose if they want to, cater to certain little markets such as
If anything,
people
they
who
have something to gain, like
Right.
people like you that only want zombies.
Right, like I played the beta just for a fresh experience because, like I said, Destiny was a little dry. Rocket League, we played the crap out of it. Like
Rocket League.
Rocket League's great. But yeah, I just wanted something new to try. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, my friend gave me a beta code. I'll give it another shot.
Okay, so Dan, you're a no. You're not
Nope.
gonna get it. Grant,
Negative.
no. RJ,
90-10 gonna get it.
Yeah, I see.
and
No,
I'm not
I'm
going
gonna
to.
get
Let's
it.
put it this way: I'm not buying the
You'll
title.
run it first.
I'm gonna probably
You'll
run it, get
yeah,
the
that's what it
achievements,
is.
and turn it back in. I probably won't even touch my line because it's just I can't.
Can
I
I
can't
play,
do it
can I play
anymore.
zombies?
You can play zombies. I don't care. I'll bring it here.
There we go.
So right now we're looking at like 2 3/4 no, 1 1/4 maybe. So
Yeah, I
from what
mean-
we see here, we're not really looking.
I
forward to
wasn't sold on the game, like I said, but I'm not a fan of that series.
It's
I don't want to pay for the name.
I
You're paying for
think-
Call of Duty.
I think-
the
I think
thing.
the
You're
four
paying
of
for a
us-
new game experience.
I think the 4 of us are sucked into that pizza theory I said.
Yeah,
keep
it just
getting
had-
it.
it just gets
so many
repetitive.
times.
It
It's
gets-
I
just-
mean,
it gets
I've done
I
it.
quit playing Destiny for 2 months
Had enough.
That's
after
where I'm at.
Sick
after
of it.
before even Dark Below came out because we did the raids one, we did Vault of
That's it.
Glass once, and then we were like, oh well, we
What
don't.
else?
Yeah,
Yeah, my friends are like, oh well, we beat it, we don't have to do it anymore. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know, you gotta
Right.
keep doing it, and then everyone quit the game to play other stuff. When I was exactly. I quit it because I didn't have anyone to play with, and then I made more friends, with playing Destiny more and more and more, and
Yeah, because
that got me
keeps
back
you
into the
going,
game. But I
right.
stopped playing, went back to Battlefield for 2 months.
so. But that's what it is. It's just that's the problem with
I was
games
just sick of
anymore is-
grinding. That's what it was.
Yeah, and that was that. So Black Ops 3 is gonna be. We've just seen it too many times.
Mhm.
Destiny, what happened there was, it's just there was nothing left to do. You were done.
Mhm.
You didn't want
Now
to
what?
sit there.
Then-
You ran out of energy to just sit
I
there
just
and grind.
I think I'm overhyping myself for Taken King, but I'm really excited for it. Like
Yeah,
I don't want to
I
hype myself
can
up just to get
deliver.
let down, but I do think that they're gonna do
Yeah, that's
I
the
think
problem.
They need to learn to treat it like an MMO. A little bit.
Yeah, a little
it's
bit.
not, but they need to learn to
It
treat
has
it like
it has that feeling to it though. With the,
if they want it to last 10 years. I know MMOs.
I honestly don't know if the game will make it 10 years. I know Halo's obviously
That's-
is
if they
Halo
wanted
over
to,
a decade? Is Halo over a decade?
Halo. What was Halo 1?
Oh,
Halo 1
one.
was early 2000.
Yeah,
one,
so
right?
I want to say that they've been over 10 years. But they had a solid backstory. Everything. If you read Destiny's the Grimoire cards or whatever, there's a
like the
rich story to it. But the
No,
missions
never
and stuff
came
don't
across
cater
that
to
in the
it.
game.
I think
I
they're
never
gonna
got
really
that.
work on storytelling. There was, I think, a Bungie did a video or one of their YouTube channels too. That
They can
said
do it.
they were gonna rework. It was about 10 minutes. They said they're gonna really rework story in this one.
That would be
That's why they're
great.
bringing the
That
quests.
was in the Game Informer article.
Felt
Yeah,
They said
that
they're
was
going to
missing
come
when I
back
played
to
it.
So I'm really,
I was
I'm really
expecting
right. You were missing the story, Jen, right?
Like Halo.
Because
that
you
really
get-
gripped me.
yeah.
It's a great story.
You get the old DLCs on Destiny, and then you beat the stories. There's only like 5 or 6 missions.
I want to see
mean,
what happens next. Next
right.
level. Here we go.
Apparently,
It's
with
the Hulk.
apparently with just Destiny, there's gonna be 1 or 2 more DLCs after Taken King.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's nothing out there yet about that because
Yeah,
we
they
don't have
won't.
Taken King yet.
Yeah.
I'm eager to see what direction they go with that, but obviously that's way off in the future. I'm just excited for year 2 of Destiny. I think it's gonna be good.
So
Okay.
with that, we're going to jump over to, real quick, just to wrap this up. We got 2 things up we're going to talk about. Speaking of story thing, with Metro 2033
yeah.
and Metro Last Light have been the free games for Xbox
Are those the
Live
Redux
this
or the
month.
regular?
I think just the regular. I've never played.
Because there's the
other ones,
Redux.
so-
It's the
I've
PS.
played the Redux.
The Redux,
Light,
it looks really nice.
Last Light.
Yeah.
So what I did is I got Metro 2033. I'm playing
Yeah,
through it right now. Last Light I downloaded. I'll get to that probably after I finish 2033.
You'll enjoy it.
Story mode really rich. The only thing
Is there
I don't
multiplayer experience in that game?
don't
Not that I've
think
seen.
there was.
Oh, okay.
No. But here was the thing that
I
bothered.
haven't touched it.
My thing that bothered me is that everything's great, like the weapon systems, how the currency works. I think it's unique that the currency is also your bullet.
Yes, I love that.
What is
Your
it,
bullets are your currency?
Yeah.
There's one round,
Mhm.
there's one type of bullet
Mhm.
that is both currency and can be fired as a extra damage bullet.
Yeah.
So technically,
that makes sense.
you're firing your money away, but it's a guaranteed kill.
I don't think I ever made it past the tutorial.
So, but see, here's the thing that I didn't like about it, and I played through it, is there's the stealth aspect, which is awesome, and that's
Right.
something RJ likes.
Oh yeah.
There's the
that's
run
nice.
and gun kind of thing that's
That's how I play all my, RPG
you
games.
would like that, and I like playing like that.
I play
every
stealth
once in a
style though. Skyrim,
Yeah.
Oblivion, stuff like that.
But
Fallout.
here-
Sneak everywhere.
Here was my setback: was it goes from real intense campaign to here's 5 minutes of cutscene, here's 10 minutes of walking around doing nothing. Maybe you duck for something, maybe you kill one enemy, and then all of a sudden you're back by yourself again. And all you hear is, if you have your Turtle Beaches in, is you hear noises everywhere, and you're like, all right, it was just calm 3 seconds ago.
What happened?
What happened? And that drives a gamer like myself nuts, because when I'm in a gaming mode, I'm locked in and ready to
Right.
go. And when you sit down and you're at a cutscene, you kind of just taper off and chill out again.
Mhm.
And then to get yourself refocused back on the game, once the cutscene opens, it drove me nuts, because
Yeah.
it was like that. Some missions were literally walk through the market
Right.
and get to the other side, and you're done. I'm like,
What was that?
why can't I skip that?
Here's something that's kind of interesting because you played 2033, right?
Yeah.
I played Last Light Redux. And what I noticed in Last Light Redux is that there's a lot of cutscenes, but they only enhance that that side
Story.
of the game.
Yeah.
Like it's not so much like there's a lot of story in there too.
Yeah.
But usually when there's a cutscene, you're like, oh crap, there's a cutscene,
Right,
because
what's gonna
things
happen
get
next?
real intense
Yeah.
after that. Because you go through, and most of the parts where it's calm, you're just walking through the game. You're
Yeah.
literally walking through.
Mm-hmm.
And most of it you're by yourself, but when there's other characters involved, they're constantly like talking to you as
Bantering
you're
or
going.
something, yeah.
And when there's like cutscene, something happens. Like there's spoiler alert. There's this one cutscene where you sit down at a table with a guy, and you're like, oh crap, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And he gives you like a glass of wine and stuff, drugs you.
Yeah.
And then the next scene is like you wake up and you're in prison.
Right.
So it's like it gets real intense.
Yeah, like I think it's graphic wise it could have been a little better, but that's from 2010, I think is when that game came out. But
Yeah.
But the Redux, they did refresh all the graphics.
Right,
yeah.
So like in your case, when you're playing on PC, it will look extremely fresh.
Yeah.
It'll look, all the lighting is redone.
it's a really cool game for story mode and all that, and they got really clever with how some physics of the game work. There's like
Yeah.
one point, spoiler again, there's one
Mhm.
point where you're rescuing a child that their uncle was killed as they were trying to get them out. The child is now on your back, and he's kind of like watching your eye. He's kind of watching your back, so if there's an enemy coming, he'll tell you. But the downside is when you go to swivel and turn, your character doesn't stop on a dime like he normally does. He kind of rolls
Keeps
into a
going.
stop. So it's really hard to turn, stop, and shoot the enemy because you always overcompensate, miss. And that's so hard when you're trying to play it on the hardest setting because it's
Right.
like one hit and you're down. And I just remember, I was like, is the game just lagging on me, or is it... Because they
is it
don't warn
something-
you
right.
either. They don't, and I don't want them to put a message up saying, hey, your mobility's changed, but it's like, it takes you a couple minutes, and it's only for like a 3-minute section of the mission.
Right.
And then afterward, you're like, all right, so I'm back to my regular turn. It's like those kind of things bother me because they just kind of throw you off for a
Yeah,
second.
I know what you mean.
As somebody that appreciates like the gameplay
That
mechanics
is
of
cool.
that, it is awesome.
That is so
to see
cool
that they
to see
thought
it.
about that.
Because otherwise, they would have had to put the kid next to you, and they put that crap where some games just make the person that you're transporting like invulnerable.
Right.
So you're getting mauled to death, and the guy's just standing there looking at you.
taking all the bullets.
So at least here you don't see him.
Yeah,
And
that's nice.
well, speaking of things you don't see, this bugs me again. You don't see your legs in the game.
Oh, if you look down against your feet.
It drives me nuts. Every video game, that is an instant 0 out of 10 for me if I can't
Really?
see my feet. Because how hard is it
breaks
for the
immersion.
game? How hard is it for an animator to put the feet in? Halo does
Destiny
it.
puts the feet in.
Halo does it. Destiny does
Because
it.
you gotta shoot yourself in the feet.
GTA
in the
does
water.
it. Yeah, right.
Kill
GTA does
yourself.
it. And then you go to Call of Duty and you're like, oh my god, I'm just
Wait,
waste.
repeat.
I'm waste. I'm just waste up.
Right.
I'm like, how hard is it for you to put my legs
I
on
don't,
the
I don't
screen?
remember if Battlefield lets you see the feet. I don't think Call of Duty lets you shoot either.
No, it's just any game that does that is an automatic 0 for me.
That's
I think
I'm not
Gears
super
of
picky.
War does it. You can see your feet in gears. Like that, I like that because that's a little touch and it makes it more realistic.
Right.
Like, nothing's real about looking down and going,
Well,
"Where's my feet?
where's my feet?
What?"
Yeah,
I got no feet.
there's a level of immersion that definitely needs to be there in games.
Right,
these
yeah,
days.
it
Like you can't get away with
Yeah.
being lazy now.
So what we've covered here in about an hour, a little less than an hour or so, is we're really excited to see Taken King coming out. Gamers like me and Dan that have left it for a little bit are probably going to come back. Grant's going to go back to his usual grinding. RJ's probably just going to watch.
Right now, I'm going to grind, but
on PC,
yeah,
you
right.
can't play it.
When does it come out?
September 15th.
9/15.
September 15th. Yeah, about
That's right. 'Cause you're off.
2-year
a
anniversary.
little over 20
Is that a
days.
Friday?
Something
No,
like
it's
that.
a Tuesday. Or no,
Yeah,
it's always a Tuesday.
It's always a
Yeah,
Tuesday.
alright.
It's always. I don't know.
Yeah, that's about work for this.
So that's that for Destiny. Black Ops 3, we're basically almost in a 100% agreement that none of us are going to get it just because it's that.
No, RJ's probably gonna get it.
Yeah.
RJ will get it because of combat knives and the bow.
Yeah.
But
The bow
yeah,
was pretty slick.
That's it.
Tell you, it was
I'm gonna
fun.
play 10 minutes in like
You,
every
the way
month
you play,
and
since
be done.
we watched some of your other gameplay with Ghost, you're always on the move. Like you're barely
Oh, yeah.
ever sitting still. So like you with the whole like running on the walls, you can swim in the
You're
game too. There's a
people
water
gonna
with little
hate you.
underwater passages.
They're gonna hate you.
You're gonna sprint. You're gonna use your little jetpack. You're gonna fly up over the thing, start running on the wall, jump off, and like stab people in the neck.
Right.
Dude, I'm gonna get.
It's a very
this.
mobile game. You're moving constantly. I mean, there's not a lot of sit still. I didn't see a lot of camping. I mean, obviously you're gonna get that in Call of Duty. Any game really.
I love
you know,
the
there's gonna
campers.
be people
They're easy
sitting
to kill.
corners.
Yeah,
Those corners, man. That's me.
There
That's
he
my
is.
game.
Let's line it up.
Right, just you with
See
your
what I
flying
think?
eyes, you're just flying up.
That game is just
I
gonna
hope there's
be.
an axe in there.
That
I'm
game's
not
gonna
right.
be. Black Ops 3 is gonna be. It's gonna be a hot
Focus.
mess.
It's all
It's
Call
gonna be
it's
a
Call of
hot
Duty. It's all
mess.
a
Oh,
hot mess. It's all a
But
hot
so
mess.
that's what we decided is it's the pizza theory where you get pizza so many
Too many
times and
times
you're
it
just
just gets
tired of
boring.
it. Metro 2033, we talked about how it's a great game, great story. A couple things we didn't like about it, but overall, I'm gonna keep playing it. I think it's a great game to play.
Oh, yeah.
Those little setbacks like that aren't gonna kill me. We've also talked about how legs are a thing for me in the game.
You love your legs.
It's those little things of immersion that are big. Like
Alright,
I think it makes it's a big difference to see your feet. I really do.
Is it that hard
What do
for
you
them to put it in?
I said we did miss 2 exotics.
We did?
Yeah,
What did I miss?
on
Give me a
the
quick
Instagram
30
page, real
seconds.
quick. One called the Chaperone. It's an exotic shotgun. It's done by Amanda Holiday. I believe she's a shipwright in the tower. The quote is, "My mother had a shotgun we called the Chaperone. Kept us alive out there before we got to the city." So maybe that's before she got to the tower. It says the Chaperone is an exotic shotgun that fires a single slug shot and grants an agility boost when equipped. So precision kills will grant a brief increase to handling, rate of fire, range, and stability. I think this thing's. I mean, shotguns are a huge part of PvP in Destiny. I think this is only going to make it a little, I don't run an exotic weapon when I play PvP. I use a Messenger Matador 64 in an Ash Factory. That's my usual go-to. I think this is going to actually this might actually make it into the slot. The slugs got to be accurate instead of the regular shotgun spam. It'll definitely range out the game a little bit.
It sounds like it's a short.
It's a lever
short
action
range,
too.
Sniper rifle. Is how you would
Yeah,
call
it's
that.
a little
short range
exactly.
sniper rifle.
It's a lever action, so it looks really cool. It has the nice engraved pattern on the side.
Right.
And then the final one was the Hunter Arms. The sealed Aram Kara grasps. They do look like the other Aram Kara. Yeah, it's some. It does look like the other set that's already actually in the game, except they're blue. It says that these ones are plating the bones in silver, helps keep quiet auditory hallucinations or bearer mind. These arms are filled with nightmare fuel, as it says in the description on Instagram. They will provide an additional melee charge, and your melee damage will have a chance to reload your weapon. I think these are going to be massively used in PvP. I run no actually exotic in PvP either, unless it's Trials, probably where my Crescent Alpha Loopy for faster revives. But I think this one's definitely going to make an appearance, especially if you use Blade Dancer with Blade Strike. It's going to actually give you 2 Blade Strikes, which you're going to be massively deadly with. That's going to be huge. I think that's going to be a good spin. Sorry, I missed this a little bit earlier in the video.
We got
little random
we
note
got
to
them in
end
there.
on, but
So that's it for the 3 topics we're going to cover today. Next podcast, we're going to look at some other stuff. We might talk about Minecraft 1.9 might be the next
Oh, yeah,
podcast.
Minecraft.
Let's not get in it yet.
I'm pretty
Let's
excited.
save that for the next one.
PC Masteration on that one.
We'll maybe even chit-chat maybe a tiny bit about Halo 5. One thing we want to get in, Look forward to this. This might not be our next podcast, but one of the Gamer Gang guys, we decided it's going to be Josh. I have in front of me that you guys can't see. I'll maybe put a photo up of it on the end of the podcast.
It's very real.
It is a real thing. It is I think this is kind of a PlayStation.
Yeah, it looks like a
Yeah,
PlayStation
looks
controller.
like
I have a PlayStation controller that is 12 ounce weight. It is a gummy bear.
Gummy
and what we're
controller.
gonna do is, it's a gummy controller.
We're gonna make Josh
Sorry,
eat it.
vegans.
My girl, get over it. My girlfriend gave me it as a Valentine's Day gift. Believe it or not, she's a vegetarian. I'm surprised she bought it.
Well,
But
So we're repurposing it.
right, we've repurposed it, so I'm not gonna eat this.
Josh
but
is gonna
we're gonna next podcast. We're gonna put a video up with the podcast. Josh is gonna eat this and see if he can eat the whole 12 ounces of it. Now you did a little bit of math earlier. Maybe you wanna
Yeah,
do it
it
again.
was
Give the audience an idea of how bad this thing is
this
for
thing.
you.
It's literally the size of a regular controller. We're looking at a whopping 960 calories in this bad boy. There's 8 servings in it. Each,
Yummy.
it's gonna be good.
How many grams of sugar?
How many grams of sugar? We are looking at
150.
152 grams of sugar.
152 grams of sugar.
Yeah, it's
It's
gonna
a
be
doozy.
it's gonna be good. I
So
think
here's my question now for this. Just a chit chat.
we gotta hold this one down.
If he can hold it down, what are we gonna give him? We gotta give him something.
That's a good question.
If he can,
Alright, how about a high five?
I'm gonna give him a high five.
I'll
I'll play-
pretend to give him one and then I'll pull away.
I'll play Rocket League with him on PlayStation.
Leave him on PlayStation. What I was thinking is, so we'll think of something to give him as his reward. The other thing I was thinking of.
Maybe
don't
you can
think
drop
of
a
yet.
comment. Maybe see what we can give him.
Yeah,
Nothing too ridiculous. Keep it.
Yeah, right.
Keep it pretty simple.
but the other thing
Give
I
him
was gonna
$100.
say
No.
is, should we give him a time limit, or should we just be like, if
I
you
think
can
we
do
should.
it?
I think
Only
we should.
if there's a penalty for going over the time limit.
Yeah, there has to be some
So should we be like,
stipulation.
you give like a half hour, and we'll make sure the podcast is only a half hour long.
Yeah, we could do something like that.
Something like that. I think that would be pretty fun to see if we can mulch it out. Because I mean,
It's pretty hefty.
it doesn't look like it's hard.
No,
and then
but
until
once
you get
you
into like
start-
the 10th bite.
It's gonna be tough.
You think, oh, I got
Your
this,
jaw's gonna
and
get
then
tired
you're
from
like,
chewing so
Yeah.
much.
oh,
I'm
man,
just he agreed to do it, so
That's good.
we're
Well,
gonna
that's
see if
on
he'll do
him.
it.
He will.
I'm gonna probably tell him not to eat. That way he doesn't get sick and throw up everywhere.
All over your room.
If that doesn't
Save
happen,
enough
we're
of
gonna
that
have it
this
on
week.
video, and then
Right
we'll
here.
just abuse him with
They're
it.
not doing Doritos.
Didn't they come up with like a chip or something, or the flavor of Mountain Dew that was like Dorito flavored?
Yeah,
Isn't that
it's-
a thing?
they made a Dorito Mountain Dew.
Oh my god, that was
That's
disgusting.
I don't think they launched it, but I think
They
were-
thought about
had,
it,
like,
but then they were like, no.
As I hold a Mountain Dew bottle, yeah.
Another bad
I had to laugh. Someone made a post on I think it was Facebook. One of my friends, they had made a martini, and it was literally a martini glass, Mountain Dew in it, and they had carved a Dorito chip so it
Yep.
fit on like a lemon or like a lime.
That's great.
I thought it was pretty creative, but I was
Go
like,
for
dear
one
God,
of
don't
those.
you dare dip that Dorito in the Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
We drink that. So anyway, that's probably what we're going to talk about. Probably Halo at some point, Minecraft 1.9 at some point, Josh being tortured at another point. I'm sure we'll think of some other stuff to chit chat about. Dan's got a couple projects in Minecraft that we're probably going to make some videos for.
That'd be great.
We don't want to talk about it. We're going to save it for the next video.
It's a secret. You gotta build suspense.
It's a secret. But that'll probably become a Minecraft Let's Build
That'd
and
be
a
great.
podcast
I need
for
help.
a little bit of talk about it.
Josh won't help me.
Oh yeah,
He sucks.
I
I,
don't-
told him he sucked to his face.
I don't
You
have
know,
I don't have Minecraft on PlayStation. I have it for
Well,
PC.
see, here's
so.
the
I'm
good
sorry,
thing.
guys.
Here's
There's
the
a
good thing.
challenge.
Here's what we'll do is we'll
Throw it
probably
out.
end up buying you. We'll pitch together and buy you.
Yeah.
We now have 3 capture
Yeah,
things
you
to
can-
RJ. What we'll probably do is hook up all 3 PlayStations.
See, but I don't want to play with a controller. It's all mouse and keyboard.
Really?
It's building though, so
I
you won't be
need someone
competing.
to
It's
help
just
me.
gonna be building. We can have 6 people building this.
done.
See, but I think we should all get the PC version of it and then just play like
I
all,
agree.
all like the. All,
I agree.
You
I
can
have
play
a
like
folder account.
you can play games like Go
But you-
Battle stuff like that. We can all like have fun. We can play a bunch of mini games. I mean, I think that would be great.
How much is I bought? I think it was like
It's 26. I
yeah,
think.
26.
Yes,
Something
that
like
is
that.
exactly
It's
right.
only
But all my
$6.
work
And I have an extra
I
account.
can't
so
take
one
that
person
with
doesn't
me.
need
from the PlayStation.
But
and
you'll
Can
still
you
have both.
can you import?
That
I'd
would
have
be
to look
the
into
deal.
that.
Possible.
I
That
don't
would
I
be
don't know. I think you may be able to.
Yes,
You can.
I can make
So
that
he can
happen.
import the city.
That
I can
would
make
be
that
the
happen.
only deal.
Hey,
I can make that happen.
spoiler alert.
Well, he doesn't. They don't know what it is. They just know it's a city. They don't know what it is. That's
Hey,
about
might
all they're
not
gonna
even be a
get.
city.
So, but with that, guys, we're gonna wrap up.
That's it.
Thank you guys a lot for
Channel
watching.
plugs?
Please do us a
Listening.
do us a favor, like and subscribe to the Gamer Gang channel. Dan has his own channel. Dan, what's the name of your channel?
My name of my channel is Daniel Gaza. If you're a fan of wrestling, I do Raw reviews, NXT reviews, pay-per-view reviews. For the WWE fan out there, check out my
Look at
channel.
this guy.
I have my own channel as well. I do a lot of mountain biking in my spare time. I haven't uploaded anything in about a year though. Been busy pretty lately. It's GKMTV GEEKAYY MTV. That's my channel. I'm gonna probably make a gaming channel. Haven't really had many clips to upload.
Yeah.
I do have some saved on my
We
PlayStation,
can
but it's
always-
just ridiculous, wacky stuff.
We can always phase them in and put them on here as well.
Yeah,
too.
definitely.
So what we're gonna do is, and then RJ, what's your channel?
Yeah, youtube.com/user/XERALUX. Don't ask how to say that because I don't know either.
I was thinking like Zeralax.
Zeralux.
Well,
Zeralux.
it's-
That's
how
what
I
I thought when
yeah,
I first saw it.
Zerlux.
I'm thinking of Destiny's.
But so what we'll do is we'll probably put these either at the end of the video that you guys
Maybe
can
in the
put links
description.
to
Links in the
page
description.
Yep,
Or
link
I might
I can
in the
link it. We
description
can-
in
yeah.
the down bar.
Or I
Please
might
click.
even I might even put a featured
Sure.
channels on the side. But
Be great.
as for this channel, please like and subscribe it. Go on their channels, like and subscribe it. They have some pretty cool stuff on there. I've looked myself. As for the Gamer Gang, this is Anthony, RJ, Grant, and Dan signing off of our first ever podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it and hope you tune in next time.
Peace.
See you guys.
Later.